So the next topic would be steels, and we are going to see about the classifications of the steels. So what is meant by steel? Steels are the alloys of iron and carbon. That we know that the iron and carbon percentage, that means the carbon percentage is around 2 percentage. Then this will become as a steel. So however, steel containing other elements like silicon, manganese, sulfur, phosphorus, and nickel. Not only the carbon, the remaining elements are also we are having, but it is in the small elements, like means negligible amount of these contain these percentages will be available. So the classifications of steel. So the steel can be furtherly classified into plain carbon steels and alloy steels. Then the plain carbon steel is furtherly classified into low carbon steel, medium carbon, and high carbon. So in the name itself, it may having some meaning. Low carbon steel means the carbon percentages are low, lowest percentage of carbon that we are having. Medium carbon means average percentage of the carbon we are having. High carbon means carbon percentage is more that we are having in these steels. So this carbon percentage is making the difference of this steel. This is nothing but plain carbon steels and alloy steels. Alloy steels that we are having into two categories, that low alloy steels and high alloy steels. So now we are going into detailed manner like plain carbon steel. What is meant by plain carbon steel? So the plain carbon steel, that composition of carbon up to 1.5 percentage and copper up to 0.6 percentage, manganese up to 1.65 percentage, silicon up to 0.6 percentage. So these are all the elements that we are having in the that means material compositions of these elements like a plain carbon steels. In this plain carbon steels are further classified that we are known that low carbon, medium carbon and high carbon steels. If it is low carbon steels means then the carbon percentage is less than 0.25 percentage that we already discussed. Low carbon in the sense then the carbon percentage will be very much low. That means the minimum negligible value of the carbon which is presented over in the ore. So this is nothing but low carbon steel. So the carbon percentage is less than 0.25%. Medium carbon means 0.25% to 0.6%, and the high carbon steel is more than 0.6 percentage is nothing but more than 0.6 to up to 2% only, because after the 2 percentage of carbon that we are getting, the material is cast iron, right? So if it is classified into steel in the category means, so the steel is up to 2% only. So more than 0.6% means we cannot take it as 3 percentage, because 3 percentage is more than 2%. So 0.6 to 2 percentage is nothing but high carbon steel. Okay, in the name itself is having a steel. So that we have to mention that carbon percentages. Then we are going to in-depth manner of low carbon steels. What is meant by low carbon steel? That we know that carbon percentage is less than 0.25 percentage. So where we are using this carbon low carbon steel, and what are the characteristics which is available in this material that we have to see. It is relatively soft, weak. That means carbon percentage, which is the important parameter to maintain the strength of the material. Okay, so if the carbon percentage is low means then the material is relatively weaker material. It is a most softest material. Okay, so the process, that means that process the formability and weldability. When it having a formability, easily we can melt because it doesn't have strength. It is easily we can melt it, and easily we can make it as different shapes, and we can easily weldability. Weldability will be more, and outstanding ductility and toughness. Ductility will be more. So ductility means we can change it into any kind of shapes. So this ductile property is also one of the important parameter in mechanical engineering design. And the microstructure of low carbon steels consists of ferrite and perlite. In this microstructure, only ferrite and perlite material is present. So ferrite is more number of ferrite. That means 90, more than nearly 99 percentage of iron ore only that we are having. Minimum, that means 0.25, less than 0.25 percentage only the carbon percent will be there. All of the steels are low carbon steels and are least expensive to produce. Low carbon steels are easily produced because the carbon percentage will be low, so we can produce easily, as well as it is the cheapest material that we are having. Applications: automobile body components, sheets that are used in pipeline, buildings, bridges, and tin cans. So these are all the applications there for low carbon steels. Next, medium carbon steels. So what's meant by medium carbon steels? That we know that the carbon percentage is 0.25% to 0.6%. So where we are using where we are applying this material means railway wheels and railway tracks, gears, crankshafts. So these are all the materials of medium carbon steels. Why we cannot go for high carbon steels over here means high carbon steels are having brittleness. That means if we increasing the carbon content, the brittleness will be there. So on that time, if any failure will take place because of this brittleness nature, then this will affect the entire system. So we cannot go over with the high carbon steel material. So we are going with medium carbon steel materials because in railway wheels and railway tracks and gears, crankshafts. So because these are all the elements that are continuously working. That means 24 hours it is working under. We can able to work with this materials. Okay. Then alloy steels. So what is meant by alloy steels? Any steels other than the carbon steels. That means the steel products manual defines alloy steels that exceeds one or more following limits like manganese 1.65%, silicon 0.6%, and copper 0.6%. Other than the alloying elements of the steels are chromium, nickel, tungsten, and boron, and others. So these are all the other alloying elements which is presented in the alloy steels. So with this help of these elements only, we are maintaining the mechanical properties of steel. I think that we have covered about the steels and the classifications of steels. That is most important parameter. If you are considering into the mechanical engineering design, where we need these kind of properties, there we can use this kind of materials. Thank you.